might have got skunked. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are on our way to recovery. We were supposed to be on our way to a fun day that direction, and the recovery's that direction, about 300 kilometers difference. So Charlie's here. Oh, he just spotted a squirrel. Oh, what is it, buddy? Oh. He's fired up, to say the least. Anyways, I'm going to meet Denny and Ryan because, like I said, we were going for a fun day, so it's going to be all of us responding to this one, and then we'll maybe take a shortcut on the way home. Alright, we're on the highway for our 45-minute pavement drive. Well, we're already 20 minutes underway. Ryan's behind, Denny's behind him. We've now got, the first portion is 21 kilometers of all uphill, so the Jeeps love that. And then we'll be on to dirt, and then we'll go get him, which it's a minivan or something like that. So he probably made it extremely far, and it is an extreme position, because I know how far minivans can make it. Charlie just wants to get out and run. Here's our exit. All right, we've hit gravel. It's time to drop some pounds. Probably go down to like 10 or so because it is a van, so should be pretty easy to get to them. Mostly just for comfort for now. And then afterwards, this area kind of links up a lot of different things with these roads. Nothing too extreme, but we should hit some snow sometime, so we'll continue on from there. And Charlie is excited he finally gets to relieve himself. Alright, we are off to find Stuck Guy. I was expecting to see more snow, because I was expecting he'd be stuck in snow, but maybe not, maybe mud. But we do have like 10K to go, so things can change quickly. So apparently he's like 200 meters ahead. It's not going to be snow. Well, I say, but then there's a patch of snow. Oh yeah, okay. It might be snow. I'll eat my words. So one of the tow companies was up here to get someone else, and then they said that they couldn't get the next person. So here's the spot for the someone else that are obviously no longer there, but there's no tracks going further. So thinking we might have gotten an incorrect pin drop. So this is probably the coordinates for the first recovery that the tow company got out. Be right back.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I believe that must have been the location that the tow truck was able to get him, because it was pretty close to dirt. This one he should be further into snow, I guess. So 16 kilometers south from here, which could be worse. Hopefully he's at this one. Well, we're definitely getting into more snow on this road, especially in the north facing areas where it doesn't see the sun. There's still some pretty deep snow. So I text the RCMP officer, and yeah, it sounds like that last one was probably where the tow truck could get to. So this hopefully will be the one. He gave reference to a couple lakes, and this one is around those lakes. So here's to hoping, because I don't want to do this for the rest of the day. Alright, so there is some snow. No idea why you'd turn down this in a two-wheel drive car, but oh, yeah, there's some stuck marks. And this is where the second vehicle pin drop was, with no tire tracks going further. So we might have got skunked. That is very frustrating, but I will touch base with the cop and see if they've heard any updates, because people will do that. They'll get recovered and then go home and not tell anyone about it. So Hope that's not the case. Hopefully there's somewhere else, but I'm having my doubts. Well, the RCMP nor the SOS Center can get in touch with the person now. Shocker. They were communicating with the satellite texting on the iPhone. So they probably got themselves unstuck and threw their phone in their pocket and not connected to the satellite now. And they're not worried about a thing. They're heading home, is my guess. So we're heading back to the original coordinates just to triple check. I'll go down that road a little further, but I am 99.9% sure that was it and they got out. So that has now taken up 4 hours of our day. Quite frustrating. I'm hoping the tow company maybe got a Visa number or a credit card number from them. If not, I'm gonna try and reach out because I am way more willing to charge full price for this type of thing than actually doing the recovery, because it wastes our time and they don't even have the decency to let anyone know that they got out. So very frustrating. Anyways, it's now 2 in the afternoon on one of our very few days off. We're gonna check the coordinates and then go have some fun.
One debt to society later.
Well, the cops haven't heard back, no one's heard back, so we're just cruising, staying in the area for a bit. At least the sun's coming out and it's a beautiful drive. Yeah, I can see this one being pretty deep. Let's check out the lake while we're here. This is Missoula Lake. Bunch of camp spots and a nice little dock. That dock's new since the last time I was here. This is a big lake and a very deep one. Ryan just looked it up. It's 235 feet deep. Which, for how narrow it is in spots, it's basically as deep as it is wide. You want to check it out, buddy? Go. Well, that's one lake down. We are off to the next, which is one of the nicest lakes, which is Bluey. These lakes didn't used to be busy, but probably 5 or 6 or 10 years ago, a video went very viral of someone like paddleboarding on it. And since then, it's been very busy. So there's Bluey, Kentucky, and Elaine, and they're all very busy now. Shouldn't be busy today at least, and there's a bit of sunshine, which you definitely need the sun to make the colors really come out. Because in the summer when the sun's right overhead, it looks like Caribbean waters. We'll see you there. Bluey Lake. The other end is definitely a lot nicer and access is better, but it's a lot busier in the summer. There we go. Wheel chalk. Yep. Bluey's been a slice. We are on to Kentucky and Elaine. Didn't used to be this busy. Didn't used to be all the fences and bathrooms and parking lot, but bittersweet. Toilets and tables and campsites over there. Alright, coming down the last hill to Bluey. This one's my favorite. They fixed up the road a little bit. It used to be pretty chunky, so which I preferred because it kept more people out, but that's alright. Had a little hangout at Bluey. Not quite the same with no sun, but still nice. It's definitely low. It's probably like a foot lower than it should be right now, the water level. We're gonna head out and head back towards the big wind turbines off the highway. Maybe there'll be a breeze there. It's always cool to go sit underneath them. And then we'll take a bit of a detour home. On our way to the windmills, we're taking the very scenic route. Minute ago you could see them off in the distance, and for once there is not a breath of wind up here, so they are very still, which is a bit of a bummer. Charlie just does not get enough of out the window. It's gonna give my hand and arm blisters. Came out on the power lines. There's the windmills in the distance you probably can't see. We're just talking about the lack of snow. We're at 5,000 feet and there is zero snow, and it's April 10th or something. There should be a couple feet up here. Ew, it got muddy. That's the thing on the north side. Well, this is a wind drift, but you go from no snow to a lot of snow. It's funny, for once it was much easier going first. Now you're just like instantly just plowing diffs. sleek little Denny things. Plowing it in. Just a bit longer. Not bad. Can't argue with that. Yeah. Now popped up nicely. All right. Playtime over. Back on track. Yeah, more snow. And we got to cut over that way at some point. You can see here dirt on both sides, mounded up in the middle, probably 2.5, 3 feet deep. There they are, the big beasts. Oh, the one's kind of barely going around. All right, that's our road. So they would have plowed this one. You can see where they stopped plowing, and then it gets into some deep snow down there. Yeah, I'm gonna say this road is not overly traveled. Again, probably, yeah, from nothing to close to 3 feet deep on the side. But good snow, it's +8. So close, yet so far. Well, this is one of the stretches I was worried about because it's so steep uphill and it's mostly melted. So that's a big win. Just look bigger and bigger the closer you get. You excited to see him, buddy? Woo, she's whipping around. This is the one that killed my drone. Came out of nowhere and smoked my drone out of the sky. Right under it. Maybe I'll throw my drone up and have a little spin around. We came, we saw, we did not conquer.
We didn't.
Charlie looked around though. I shot the gap this time. Not nearly as impressive when it's going 1 kilometer an hour, but we'll come back when it's whipping around and experience that. Ryan's first time here, so
Yep, it's pretty cool.
I'll go stand by the base. Like it still doesn't look very big. He gets smaller and smaller. So there's his 6-foot wingspan.
I mean, look at the
So
size
that's-
of the cooling radiators.
Yeah. What, good 12 feet wide?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd probably guess a little bit more.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Well, instead of going out to the highway and down quickly, because it's 7:30, we're going to take the scenic way home. But should be fine. Shouldn't be much snow, right?
Oh, tomorrow's a work day, so
Exactly,
we should take
so
the
we're all good.
We gotta take the shortcut.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to get dark pretty quick now. It's 10 to 8, so I'll grab some clips if there's anything exciting on the way down, but that's gonna do it for this video. Yeah, kind of a bummer that we changed our plans and didn't get the epic snow wheeling day that we were planning for today because of one inconsiderate a-hole, but they don't care, I suppose, and thankfully we haven't had too many of those this year, but that's a lot of money, changed plans, all that, just because someone couldn't message us back. Take 10 seconds and do that. Anyways, I guess inconsiderate people just don't understand and probably won't change their ways. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you on the next video. Around this time last year, this is as far as we made it on our attempt. And there's about, well, 25% of the snow there was last year. Pretty crazy. Not great for summer. The shortcut's kind of taking a long time. Alright. Might not have been a shortcut this time, but pretty close.